My mission in this video is to turn you into a Windows 10 user. If you just started using Windows 10, great. But if you've been using the software for quite a long time, you are definitely going to see or get a lot of useful resources right in here. I want you to tour around the interface. I want you to feel free, feel relaxed. And in fact, if you are here to tour Windows 10, then I'm going to tell you that Win Asafo is going to be a tour guide, as I would walk you through the software as if you've never experienced such a thing in your entire life. Here, I welcome you to the power of Windows 10. Thank you. Hello, my name is Win Asafo. Here, I'm going to take you through the Windows 10 desktop and then also look at the taskbar, start menu, a whole lot of things, and up to using pen drives or removable medias right inside the software. When your computer has successfully booted, you will see what is known as the desktop, which is the picture I am seeing in front of me. This is the graphical user interface, also known as GUI. And here in Windows 10, you're definitely going to see only one icon, which goes by the name Recycle Bin. However, there are other icons that are hidden, and here we are going to bring them out so we can make use of them. Right click on the desktop, then make your way down to Personalize. Click on Personalize to get to your settings, and right here you might want to go to the left pane to click on Themes. Right here at the far right side, you also have desktop icon settings, high contrast settings, synchronize your settings, which is also known as sync settings. But the reason we are here is to access desktop icon settings, and this will bring about desktop icon settings dialog in front of us. I want to drag this out a bit so that I bring it to the center of the screen. Check computer, which is also known as this PC. Those of you who are familiar with Windows 7, you're definitely going to see computer on screen. But here in Windows 10, you're going to see this PC on the desktop, even though we check computer right here. Then I might want to bring out users files, network. Recycle bin is already there, so if you change your mind not to have it there, then you can just uncheck it. But then I want to check it for practical purpose. Then control panel, which has been in existence for some time now, and I started using control panel since Windows XP, and I can tell you it's just fun. Alright, once you are done with those operations, click on the apply button at the lower right corner, then click on OK to close the dialog. Then close this from the upper right corner. Then you notice you've got recycle bin, network, this PC, then Wins CBT, that is computer-based training, and then we have control panel right here. Well, I want to arrange these things well by right clicking on the desktop, going to view, then choose auto arrange icons, and notice this brings network first, recycle bin second, and then this PC third. However, I want this PC to be first, so to right click on the desktop, then make your way to sort by, then this time choose item type, and by so doing you have this PC first, network second, recycle bin third, Win computer based training fourth, that is Win CBT, then control panel. Alright, and that is how, friends, to bring the desktop icons right on. The next thing we are going to look at is the taskbar, which is the very long bar you're seeing right here at the bottom. Let's take a look at the taskbar. You notice this taskbar right here at the far right side. We have this area called notification area. This notifies you about the events going on in the system. Then right here we have some pin items right here, and then also we have the search bar over here. Then we've got the start button right here. The start button simply means click me to start, like you would for a car. Click on it and that is going to bring out your start menu right there for you. However, I want to hide this by pressing the escape key on the keyboard. Well, I'm going to make my way to the task bar, which is the long bar again out here. I want to change the position of the taskbar. By default, it is right at the bottom, but you can change it to the top, left, or even right. I'm going to right click on it, then click on this taskbar settings. So I'm going to click on taskbar settings, and that is going to bring out our task bar for us. Okay, another way to get to this is this. I'm going to show you. Let me close it. Click on the start button, then move to the gear icon here called settings. Click to go to settings, and then click on personalization right here, and from the left pane right here, click on taskbar. You get to the same point. Okay, well, the first option here says lock the taskbar, which when you drag on the taskbar, nothing is going to happen. That is to say, lock the taskbar. But if you should take it off and then you drag the taskbar to the top, you're going to get your taskbar right at the top. And if I should click on the start button, notice it's going to twirl it down for me. Alright, I can also, let me click back. I can also drag from here to the left side or drag to the right side as well. And if I should turn this guy off, which is lock the taskbar, now if I drag this down, it's not going to do anything, simply because the taskbar is being locked. And another way to unlock it is to right click on the taskbar, then click on this. Notice lock the taskbar has check mark in front of it, which means it's been locked. So I'm going to click on it to unlock it, and immediately you're not going to see the changes on screen, okay, because this is already open, unless you go back and then you come back again to taskbar. Then this time you notice you've caught this out here. Now let me right click right here. Okay, now let me drag to the bottom. So that is the function of the lock the taskbar. So when you lock it and you drag, it's not going to do anything, but if you don't, then you are good to go. All right, currently we are seeing what is known as the desktop mode. Windows 10 comes with desktop and then tablet mode, but currently we are seeing the desktop mode. Later I'll show you about the tablet mode, but maybe not in this movie. Here we have this automatically hide the taskbar in desktop mode. So when you turn off this, or when you turn on this, you notice the taskbar is gone. And if you want to bring the taskbar out temporarily, then move your mouse pointer to the location where that taskbar is. And in my case, it's supposed to be at the bottom, but I'm not even seeing it. So let me minimize things, refresh my screen, and then bring my mouse pointer down. So when you bring the mouse pointer down, it's going to temporarily show it, and then if you move your mouse pointer out, it would actually hide it. Okay, let me go back and then turn off this feature. And those of you who have been watching my computer-based training videos for quite a long time, you'll notice that my taskbar is always and always hidden, except for practical purpose. Next, we have these buttons right here on the taskbar, right? You can choose to make them smaller. Currently, they are large thumbnails. So I am going to turn on this, use small taskbar buttons, and notice everything becomes small, and even this search bar becomes a magnifying glass. That is a search bar right there. Okay, and this incredible Cortana, I love this feature a lot, but we're going to talk about it later. So the choice is yours. You can turn it on, you can turn it off or on. The reason why one might want to turn on this personally is because that person has a very small screen and he or she needs more room to work with, and that way you can turn it off. All right, for now let me just scroll all the way down. Now here is something you need to know right here. We have this taskbar location on screen. By default it should be at the bottom, but notice we have right over here. The reason is I configured it some time ago. So I'm going to choose bottom and notice nothing has happened. But if I should click on it again and then choose top, then my taskbar is now gone to the top. Then click on it again, this time right. I'm going to see it at the far right side, and this is the start button. Then coming down again, I'm going to click on the drop down arrow. Then this time I'm going to choose left, and this is going to bring it to the left. Then the last one, bottom, and here we go. And you can also choose to customize the taskbar, and I love that. We have, how do I customize the taskbar? When you click on it, it looks like I'm not connected to the internet, and of course I am not connected to the internet. So let me just close that, because that is just about to give us a bit of help. Then here I have notification area. We have select which icons appear on the taskbar. So this is our taskbar right here, which is also the notification area. We can see my microphones showing here, my network, my volume, and then my time and date, and also this notification right here. Okay, so I can click on this one right here, and it's going to bring out all the icons that are showing right here. And microphone is there. I can choose to turn it off. Pay attention to this microphone right here in the lower right corner. I'm going to turn it off, and notice it is gone right there. The same way the network, I can click on it and it's going to go. Then volume, click on it and it's going to go. And that is how you turn on and off these icons, so they don't show on the taskbar. Now let me go back by clicking on this back icon in the lower in the upper left corner of the screen. Then scroll down using your mouse scroll. Then here I have 10 system icons on or off. Some icons are system icons, like our clock. Okay, these are system icons. I mostly love to turn them off for practical purpose. I do have this clock here, and when I click on clock, notice the clock is gone from the notification area. The volume, when I click, is going to take it away. I have network, I'm going to click, it's going to go away, and whole lot of things out here. Even action center, which is that, and everything is going to go away. But however, I want to bring those things back, so both of us can actually be on the same page. Okay, and our microphone too is right here. I can choose to turn it off because it's not doing anything for me, so long as this instructional content is concerned. Okay, so all right, let me go back, and that is how, friends, you just take a basic tour of the taskbar right here inside Windows 10. Let me close this. Now let us look at our start menu, and you click on the start button to access your start menu. Okay, you use the mouse to click on the start button to access menu. Another way to access the start menu is to press the Windows logo key on the keyboard. It's located in between the Control and then the Alt. Okay, this start icon you see here, that Windows icon you see here, is also located on the taskbar. So press it once, just press and release, and that is going to bring out your start menu for you. All right, and if you want to hide it, you're going to press the same key. Or another way to bring the start menu is to press and hold the control key, then press the escape key once. So control plus escape is going to open the start menu. Then control plus escape again will hide your start menu. All right, anyhow you want to do it, now go ahead and then bring out your start menu. Now right here, when you look at the start menu, we have a couple of things going on here. We have the tiles here at the right side, and then we have our programs here, all the programs installed on the system. You're going to see everything right here. This and many more we're going to be talking about. Then from this side, which is my focus, we are going to actually look at this. We have power here, and when you click on it, you have the option to put the computer to sleep, which means the personal computer stays on but uses low power. Okay, it's going to put the computer on all right, but then it uses low power, and all your apps are going to stay open. Okay, so when the PC wakes up, you are instantly back to where you left off, as you can see the definition over there. So you can put the computer to sleep if you don't want to use it for a short period. Yeah, that is to say. But if you want to save power, then save your files, then shut down the computer. That way you are good to save a little CD. Okay, we have shut down, and this closes all apps and then turn off the computer completely. Okay, this is the shutdown. And this guy restart, it says what? It's going to close all apps, turn off the PC, then turn it on again. Okay, so this one, when you click on restart, you don't have to do anything. It will go off, it will close everything, go off, and then come back on by itself. I really love that feature. Then here, when you click on this guy, you'll notice you just have your start right here in front of you. Okay, now these areas, we have some thumbnails here, and here once you click on anything here, it's going to open for you just as we have here. So for instance, I've got let's say calculator right here. I'm going to right click on calculator. Let's say I want to put calculator right here. Okay, then I'm going to right click on it, then click on pin to start. When I click on it and pin it to the start, notice I am getting something 15 over here. Oh, I even made a mistake. It's supposed to be a calculator. This is a calendar, not a calculator. Okay, so let me do it for the calculator this time around. Right click on the calculator, then pin to start, and I'm going to see it right here. And this time, if I wanted to use the calculator, all I need to do is to click on it, and that is going to bring out my calculator. That is quite well. We're going to talk about calculator soon. Now, since the calculator is already here, I have this standard view on my screen. We have the minimize, the maximize, which is going to fit the screen, or restore down at this time. So this is actually contextual based on its current state. Then I have the close button as well. Right here, you notice I've got a standard calculator, and if I should calculate something like 2 multiply by 5, when I press the equal to, I'm going to get the result as 10 right here. Okay, and if you don't want anything of that sort, then please, the CE is going to clear everything out there for you. And if you actually press the wrong key, then you have the option to click on this backspace, and you're going to erase you from the back. All right, here, this is our standard calculator view. As you may all know, I have this little fly up menu over here. Click on it to expand it, and currently see this little blue icon, this blue indicator, which indicates that we are in the standard view. We have the scientific, which is right here. Let me actually maximize things so that you can see things clearly on the screen. We have the scientific calculator here, and I'm going to click on it from this fly up menu again, then I have the programmer right here, and this is where you actually can convert between your hexadecimal, decimal, oct, and then binary right here. So let's say I am going to enter 5 as my hexadecimal. And how does the computer convert? I'm going to type 5. Okay, right here I have 8 here, and let's see how the computer converts it from hexadecimal to binary. That is 1000. So if I should clear this and then enter, let's say 365, okay, 365 right here in my hexadecimal is 16D, and then decimal is 365. Then here binary we can see 00010110101. That is it out there. All right, now I'm going to switch from my programmer, and then notice I also have date calculation, currency, volume, length, width, and a whole lot of things. All right, now let me close this guy. And another way to open the calculator, okay, in case you click on the start button here and you didn't see it here, then you're going to scroll all the way down, go to Windows System, then click on this run. Okay, I'm going to show you how to run it. And because I tried it, I used it a few minutes ago, it's already there, the command is already there, which is calc. So you're going to type CALC, calc. Then press the enter key on the keyboard, or use the mouse to click on the OK button, and you are good to go. Now let me switch this from this side to standard. Okay, I don't want that one. And then also restore this down, then click on the close button. And that is how, friends, you take advantage of the calculator right here inside your Windows environment. Next, we're going to click on the start button again, and then let us access that run dialog box, okay, the way we went to the start button and then open the run dialog box. Another way to access the run dialog box is to press Windows plus R on the keyboard. Windows key plus R is going to open the run dialog box. Then type in CALC and then press the enter key. Then you are good to go. And if you wanted to close any open window, be it application or explorer, hold down the Alt key, then press the F4 function key on the keyboard. It closes the active window. But if you go way too far, then it's going to let you or ask you to shut down the computer or even restart. In my case, I don't want to, so I'm going to cancel out because I don't want that. Okay. Now I think we need to proceed now. We have our start button, which gives us the start menu, and you can pin your icons right here. Now let's make our way to settings right here. I have my settings right here, and you notice I have the account WinCBT, then the account is a local account. I also have my OneDrive right here, then Windows Update right here. Last checked 2 hours ago, right? I'm sure this computer is not being truthful out here because I can't even remember. We have find settings here if you are using Windows version 20H2, okay, 20H2. First, we have the system. We have devices, phone, network and internet, personalization, apps, account, language, time and language, gaming, ease of access, search, privacy, update, and security. And this and many more we are going to look at. But for practical purpose, let's start from system. Let's click on the system. And here we've got the system, which by default we are seeing the display right here. And the display here, we have color. So night light is turned off, and if you should turn this one on, it's going to protect your eyes when using the computer at night. Well, let me calm down. We have Windows HD column. I'm not going to talk about that. Then the most important thing here is the display resolution. Now, resolution is the number of pixels that make up the entire image. That is to say, you measure the width by the height, and then you are going to get the number of pixels your screen can display. The higher the resolution, the better the image. Okay, so if you are shooting camera or scanning using a low resolution, please, it's not going to yield anything better for you. But then, so long as screen is concerned, it's going to work well. But for print, it's never going to do anything better. Now, currently, you can see my resolution is 1280 by 720, and which, if you do the math, you are going to get 921,600 pixels. So if you should multiply these two, that is what you are going to get. All right. Now, however, I also have higher resolution, but because of this movie, where some of you are going to watch this on your tablet, your smartphones, and smaller devices, I decided to use small resolution so that things can look big on screen, unlike switching from 1280 by 720 to 1920 by 1080. All right, so if you should switch from here to 1920 by 1080, which is recommended, all the icons are going to become very, very small on screen, and that is known as high resolution. However, I am not going to use that. I am not going to do it because it's going to stop my recording. If you should multiply 1920 by 1080, you're definitely going to get 2,073,600 pixels as compared to this 1280 by 720, which is going to give you 921,600 pixels. Okay, so the more pixels you have, the better your image. Take note of that. All right, then right here, that is it about your display. You can change your mind and always use the recommended settings. Okay, use the recommended settings. That is the best way to go. Next thing we have here is known, okay, right here you have the option to choose your output devices, by which I mean devices that allows you to output sound, like your speakers, headset, and other things like that. You have the option to choose. I have one over here, so whichever one. Okay, next to that, we've got the device properties, which when you click, you have the option to choose your maybe rename your speakers out here. You can choose to enable or disable, and also you choose your balancing. That is the balance left and then right. Okay, that has to do with stereo. And let me click on the back icon to send things back, and then coming down here, I have my input devices right here, and when I click, I have my microphone, which is known as mic. And actually, that is what I am using currently to record this video. And as you can see, my microphone boom level is actually very, very low. The reason is I don't want it to capture high end noise before I compress it. That is why. Right, I can also choose to manage sound devices by clicking on this, and you notice I have my output devices and then my input device. Let me click back. Then right here I have advanced sound options, so you click on it, and here you're going to have even dozens of things here. System sounds, I decided to turn it off so that when I get any notification or pen drive and other things, it doesn't play sound to distract this recording. So output, everything is set to default right here, and this is my input, and this is also my system sound and other things like that. Now let me go back to that and then leave this area for now. Next, I have notifications and actions. Now right here we have the notification, which is supposed to display here, but then I turned it off. And if I don't want any notification at all to disturb me, then all I need to do is to turn off this, and then I will not get those kind of notifications. But then for Windows update and other things, I can choose to turn them off manually, and I am good to go. Next, we have Focus Assistant, which I'm not going to talk about now. Then we have Power and Sleep. Now, right here, you have the option to manage things. First, about your screen. When plugged in, turn off after. So, which means when there is a power plugged in, it should turn off after 10 minutes. Okay, the computer should turn off, the screen itself, not the system unit. The screen should turn off after 10 minutes, and you can choose to change it to 1 minute or 5 hours or even never. Okay, that is if you don't want it to go off at all. All right, let me click outside to hide that. Then we have put the computers to sleep. That is the option to put the computers to sleep when the computer is idle, okay, for 30 minutes. Otherwise, you can choose never, so it doesn't show it at all. Okay, you also have the storage right here. This is where you know this is where you anticipate your drive and then see the space you have, and I'm even going to show you more about this. But currently the hard drive is actually 500 gig, and I can see it as 465 gigabytes, but it's actually 500 gig hard drive. Okay, and my apps and features, they are actually consuming 30.7 gigabytes. Then other that people local account and other things like that, I am seeing about 2.6 and a change gigabytes, almost 2.7 gigabytes. Then I've got other, which looks like folders and other things, 1.02 gigabytes. Then temporary files, I have 213 megabytes, and you can see everything being labeled by this blue bar. Everything is being managed by this blue bar, so you can see things clearly. Okay, now we have tablets. This is the option where you change your desktop into a tablet and do other things, but I'm not going to do that thing right now, but some other movie I will do it. But let's come down to about. Now, about over here, whenever you want to purchase your computer, these are some of the basic things that you might want to check. My device name is here, the processor is here. I am using Intel Core i7 CPU, which is running at 2.93 gigahertz, and then the installed random access memory is actually 8.00 gigabyte. I have my device ID and product ID, and then my system type, which is the operating system, is a 64-bit operating system, which means it's capable of processing 64 strings of data per second. And the processor, which is the hardware built on motherboard, which is responsible for doing math, is actually a 64-bit based processor, which means if your device, or if the processor itself is a 32-bit, you cannot install 64-bit operating system on it. However, if your device, or if your processor is a 64-bit processor, you can install 32-bit operating system on it, or even 64-bit operating system on it. My recommendation, when you are buying a computer, make sure it comes with 64-bit based processor. And when installing operating system, make sure you install 64-bit operating system. With 64-bit operating system, you can install some 32-bit application softwares and even 64-bit application softwares. So take note of that. Now coming to our Windows specification, the edition is actually Windows 10 Pro, that is professional. Then the version is 20H2. Okay. Then I installed it it has been installed few days or few months ago. Then right here, these are the things that you might want to, or these are some of the things that you might want to check out for when purchasing your computer. Okay, so for now, there is another way to get to this particular area as well. Let me close this. Then look at this PC. Right click on this PC from the desktop, then click on properties. then you get to the same place. Another way, let me close it. Another way to open this PC, or that is to go to the properties of this PC, is to hold down the Alt key, then double click on this PC. This will take you to the properties. Holding the Alt key lets you view the properties, which is the last option in the list when you right click. Okay, so for now, let me close this, and that is how, friends, you take advantage of that settings and co over there. Next, let's move to user account. I'm going to show you how to create a user account right here. You create a user account by clicking on the start button, then go to the settings. But user account is an identification by which one is known by the computer. So user account, when it's being created, you have to input your password and other things. So username goes with password. It's just like your room or your car and then the key. So without a key, you cannot start. Without a key, you cannot enter your room and other stuffs like that. So we have the option to actually create a user account. But the reason why you might want to create a user account is, first, when you're handing over your computer to a friend, you want a friend to use the computer, you can create a separate account for that friend so that he or she doesn't access your files from your main account. And secondly, if you have kids at home and you all use the same computer, let everyone has his and her account on the PC so that no one intrude into his or her friend's account like that. And to create a user account, you have to click on account, then right here I have your info. This is the current account I am actually using, WinCBT, and then it's a local account that is created on this computer. Then I have administrator privilege right here. It's an administrative account. Okay, from this list I have this family and other users, and here you'll notice I've got a couple of users right here. Now I am going to click on add someone else to this PC. When you click on add someone else to this PC, it's going to ask you create a user for this personal computer. Well, who is going to use this PC? Well, the person who is going to use the PC is known as Benis. Then to make things secure, you have to choose a password, and I'm going to choose this password right here, and you have to re-enter the password. I'm going to re-enter the password, but please, whenever you are entering a password, make sure it is at least 8 digits, okay? But I am using 1 digit for training purpose right here. Now, in case you forget your password, Windows will come out with security questions that you want the operating system to ask you when you forget a password, so that it can let you access and then even reset your account for you. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to ask you, hey, what was your first pet name? I'm going to choose this one, and I can name this Jack. Then I'm going to press the tab key to advance to the next question. Then click on the drop down arrow key. Now notice what was your first pet's name is dimmed, which means I chose it already and I cannot actually use it. So I'm going to click on this. What was your childhood nickname? Well, do I even have a nickname? I'm going to type my name, Win, right there. Then I'm going to scroll down to the last question, and here I have, what's the name of the city where you were born? Well, I was born in a village actually, so I'm going to enter the name of the village, but for security purpose, let me just enter something like this right here. Then I should have these questions in mind as well as the answers to the questions. Very, very important. Then click on next, and right here you notice Benis has been added to the account, to the account section. Now let me click on Benis. If you want to delete Benis account, then you click on remove. But Benis, if you want Benis to be able to install applications and then also administer things in the computer system, then change her account type from standard user to administrator. Now, standard users cannot add another person to the computer. They cannot create another user account. And then also, these people are limited. They can install software. Sometimes they cannot change the system time and date and a whole lot of things. In fact, these people are limited. And I recommend such an account for guests and other people out there. Okay, so I'm going to click on this and then switch to administrator, then click on OK, because, well, she's a trusted person and I can attest to that. So now, if you want to log in into Benny's account, you have to click on the start button, then click on this head icon. Now notice Benny's is in the list. We also have sign out. So when I'm done using the computer, I can click on sign out, which I'm not going to do now. I can also choose to lock the computer and also change account settings. But for now, Benny's is right there as the admin, and if I should click on it, then my recording is not going to continue. So for now, I am going to click outside twice and then close this. Next, I want to look at personalization right in here. So to access my personalization, which actually deals with the look of the desktop, the desktop background, the color and other things like that, I am going to click on the start button, then click on settings right here. And when you get to the settings over there, we have this thing called personalization, which talks about the background, the lock screen, the colors and other things like that. So I'm going to click to bring it out. Then right here, I have the first thing selected from the left. It's called background. And this is how the interface is going to look like. Those of you who are used to my training videos, I always love to use solid color. When you click here, picture, solid color, and then slideshow. Slideshow is going to combine a couple of pictures and then showing the pictures, that is automatically displaying the pictures based on a set criteria or set duration. Right here, I have a picture which will just put a still photograph on the desktop for you, like what we've got over here. Then we also have solid color. So those of you who are familiar with my training videos, I always love to use this color right here, navy blue, for my training videos, so that I don't distract anybody with my picture on the desktop or whatsoever. Okay, now I would switch to picture right here. Then if you wanted to choose a picture, you just have to choose any picture of your choice by clicking on this. But if you want to go with a customized picture of your own, then you click on browse. And when you click on browse, this is going to open your Explorer for you in a mini view. Then you have the option to choose a picture from any location. But in my case, I don't have any picture here. Honestly, I do not have any picture right here, so I am not gonna get that. But in case I have the picture here, all I need to do is to select it and then click on select. That is, click on select here and then come down to click on select, or better still, double click on the picture and that is going to apply it. For now, let me close out, and then I also have some options over here. Choose a fit. Now this time, this one, it will fill the screen whether or not the picture pixels is the same as the screen pixels, but this will fit it, which means it will actually choose a best fit for the picture. But this one will stretch the picture to fill or to fit the screen. This will tile it. It can make it smaller or can make it bigger, and at least you can maybe see four tiles of the same picture to compose one image background out there. You can choose to center or even span it around. Totally up to you. Okay, next to that we have colors, and here you notice that I have choose your color. By default, I think I'm using blue out here. That is the custom or whatsoever. Oh, sorry. By default, everything is set to dark for my Windows mode and then light as my default app mode. So if I should choose light for my Windows mode, notice even the taskbar, everything is going to change to light, including my start menu. All right, let me close out. Next, I have let me actually restore down to my dark and then choose your default app mode. I have my default app mode here, which goes by light, and by which I mean I have my light over here and I also got my dark over here. So the app is going to actually show dark right here, which might not be what I want. So let me just go back and use my light, and that is how this thing is going to work. We also have transparency effect. So look at it, look at this region very carefully. It lets you see through. Okay, you're going to see a color through what you have. That is known as your transparency. Even your taskbar, if you pay close attention to your taskbar, you're going to see that. And here we have automatically pick accent color, which is going to automatically just choose a color based on what you want to do. So here I'm going to turn off this for now. Next, I have my lock screen. So this is my lock screen. You know, when the computer screen is locked, this is what you're going to get. And to lock the computer screen, you have to press Windows L, Windows plus L, and that is going to lock the computer. And you can also choose which of the apps to show their status on the lock screen right here. Okay, so currently we are seeing Windows Spotlight. You can also choose a picture, something like this, as you can see, and you can also see slideshow, which means you have to get a collage of pictures, but which in my case, I just want to go out and then maybe choose something like this and I'm good to go. You also get get fun fact tips and more from Windows and Cortana on your lock screen, which means this one, when you're connected to the internet, you are going to get a couple of tips, fact and co right here inside the software. Next to that, let's talk about the screensaver settings. When you click on the screensaver settings, it comes up with your screensaver settings. By default, this is how, this is your little preview window, which lets you anticipate the effect of your modification. Now I've got this screensaver over here. I'm going to click on none, and then first let me start with 3D tests. And now notice I've got Windows 10 right there. In case you're not seeing it well, let me click on preview and you can see the Windows 10 right there spinning. Okay, let me just move my mouse a bit to do away with that. And here Windows 10, we've got Windows 10 settings. Okay, so let me click on settings, and here I've got time. I can choose to actually apply time or custom the text right here. By default it's set to Windows 10. I'm going to actually type Emmanuel right here. So Emmanuel right down there. Then I'm going to click on OK and then click on preview. This time, instead of Windows 10, I end up seeing Emmanuel. God with us. All right. Next, I've got settings again. So I'm going to click on settings, and this time I'm not going to touch any of these things for now. I want to choose motion, that is rotation type. So I'm going to click on it. The first one is set to none, which means when click on none, click on OK, and then click on preview. This is what you are going to get. Okay. Then let me go back to my settings. Then this time let me choose seesaw. Then click on OK and then preview. Then I'm going to get a seesaw version of this. All right. Let me click on settings again, then click on this rotation type, and then this time wobble. Then click on OK. At this point, when I click on preview, this is the effect. Next to that, settings again, I'm going to go to tumble and then OK, then preview. Then I'm going to get this effect right here. All right, now I'm going to click on apply, and this one, what this means is that when you actually leave your computer idle for 1 minute, it's going to automatically activate this screensaver. Then you can also choose to turn on this, like this, on resume display logon screen. So when you turn it on like this and you click on preview, it's going to actually display the preview. Now let me show you this. Let me apply this first, then let me press Windows L on the computer to lock the screen. This time the screen is being locked. Let me click, and here it will ask me to enter my password, which of course I'm going to. Then if I let go of that, you would have to enter your password, okay, which means when the screensaver activates by itself, when this check mark is on, it will ask you to enter your password to be able to log on again, which means the screen is locked. However, I want to uncheck that and then click on apply, then click on OK. But the reason why one might want to do that is that when you leave your computer idle or you walk out without locking your computer, the computer can automatically lock, okay, so that you don't have anything to worry about. Next, we also have our themes, and we are going to talk about that now. Over here, coming to talk about the themes, this is a collection of your sound, your color, your font size, mouse cursor, and a whole lot right here. This is known as your themes, and currently I can see about 4 themes right here. So if I should click on this, I'm going to get this with even the colors and things. So if I should go to my start button, notice it has changed from blue to whatever color I've got here with the text and other things in here. Okay, my cursor color, my mouse cursor and sound, everything are going to change based on the theme, including even my desktop background if I should minimize everything right here like so. So I'm going to go up and then choose this Windows right here, which is the default, and I just love to go by it. You can also get more themes from the Microsoft Store if you sign in and click on this, connect to the internet, sign in, and then click on this. Next, we have fonts. We're going to talk about fonts later, but for now, just this actually changes the appearance of your text as you type. Okay, now then we have the start, which we talked about the taskbar already. So the start happens to be this start area you've got over here. Here we have show more tiles on start. So you turn on this guy and then you're going to see even extended version right here. But if I should turn this off, then I'm going to actually get a mini version out here. Next, we have show app list in start menu. So if I should turn it off, then it means I'm not going to see this list at all. Initially there was a list here, so let me go back by clicking here and then clicking. Now look at what I've got right here. Then that is what you've got. Then recently added apps, you're going to see it here, recently added. You're going to see the recently added apps. If you don't want those things to show, then you have to come here, then turn it off, and then when you click on the start button, you're going to get this out here. Okay, here I have show most used apps. So your favorite apps, apps that you use mostly, it's going to actually highlight it if you turn on those things. And in my case, you can see the favorite apps on this machine currently. Right, let me actually go back and then let me turn off this. Then we have show suggestions occasionally in start. So here it's going to actually show suggestions. Okay, it's going to suggest some of the apps to you and things. Then we have use start full screen, and if you turn on this and you click on the start button, the start is going to actually fill up your screen. And to make use of this, you have to click on these apps and then you scroll. And those of you who happen to use touch sensitive devices like touch monitors and touch laptops, you are going to enjoy this most. However, I don't have that opportunity to use here. So I am going to click on the start and then come here to turn this off. And that is how, friends, you actually take advantage of that over here. And we also have show recently open items in jam list on start or the taskbar and in file explorer quick access. So this is the file explorer quick access. If you should right click, this is what we are going to talk about later, but not right now, but in this same movie. Okay, all right, so let me close this one for now. And then that is how, friends, you take advantage of your personalization right there. Next, we are going to talk about the explorer, which is very, very important, our explorer. Okay, now computers would have been a lot less useless if we don't have explorer, so long as graphical user interface is concerned. And this explorer allows you to actually browse your directories, browse your computer, to access your files, folders, and other things out there. And right here I have it on my taskbar. It's called File Explorer. I'm going to click on File Explorer, and that is going to bring out my File Explorer right here. All right, by default you should get something like I think like this. By default you should get something like this, but you're not going to see this recent list. Okay, you are not going to see these things at all, and even some of the things I'm saying here, you are not going to see them. All right, so let me close this guy out here. And another way to open this is to press Windows E on the keyboard. Hold down the Windows key on the keyboard and press E. Then that is going to open the File Explorer from you. But if you're on Windows 7, then that is definitely going to open computer for you. Okay, now the File Explorer, I am sure by default it is going to display this way. That is that the ribbons are hidden. If you want to show the ribbon, then click on this and that is going to show the ribbon. So go to the upper right corner, then click on this little triangle beneath, or you can also take advantage of Ctrl plus F1 and that is going to display it for you. Then right here, notice we have the title bar, that this long bar which displays File Explorer right here. Then we also have our quick access tools right here, and we have the quick access toolbar right here at the bottom, which you have the option to even add, undo, redo, and delete. Currently, properties and new folder are on it, which is they already have check mark in front of them. So I'm going to click on undo to bring it out, and you can see it has the keyboard shortcut of Ctrl Z. Then again I'm going to click on it, click on redo, and this will have the keyboard shortcut of Ctrl Y. Then again I'm going to click on delete, and this should just come with Ctrl plus D for delete. And then now I also got rename, which is definitely going to be F plus what? 2. That is F2, not F plus 2, F2. Okay, all right, and you have all these things at your disposal right here. And this quick access toolbar allows you to access commands quickly, but I don't like customizing things this way, but I'm showing you for practical purpose. I always love using keyboard shortcuts, and as you go along you would actually be infused with all the keyboard shortcuts in the computer environment. Here I've got show below the ribbon, and it's going to actually come right here, so watch it carefully. I'm going to click on it, and now everything has come here. However, that is not its standard point, but I'm just showing you for training purpose. If you decided or you made up your mind to bring this thing down here, then fine. But if you don't want to, then click on it again, then click on show above the ribbon. Notice now it reads show above the ribbon. Initially it will show below the ribbon. So I'm going to click on it, and that is going to actually send it up. Next we have this file. So this file is not actually a tab. What this is actually going to let you access your frequent places and then open a new window, and also a whole lot of things right here, including the close window. In my case, I love to come down here to tell you about these tabs. We have the home tab, share tab, and then view tab right here. This and many more we are going to be talking out very soon. Before we even go further, I would like us to create a folder on the desktop, on the desktop. So right here, I'm going to click on desktop right here. Then from this area, this particular area is called navigation pane. Okay, this area is your navigation pane. And then if you should actually choose details, then you're going to see the detail pane right here. And I'm going to show you about that. But for now, right click on the desktop. This is also known as desktop because I've selected the desktop directory from the navigation pane. Right click on it, go to new, and then go to folder. Then right here, I'm going to name this one training. After naming it training, I'm going to press the enter key on the keyboard. Then after that, I'm going to open it. And to open it, I'm going to right click and then click on open. Then right there, I'm going to create another folder. But this time, to create another folder, I would go to the home tab, then move to this new group. And here I have folder right here. Click on folder and it's going to give you the option to create a folder. And I'm going to name this one PowerPoint. Then press the enter key on the keyboard. Then I'm going to come to click at the bottom. And if I wanted to create another more folder, then I'm going to press Ctrl Shift plus N. So you hold the Ctrl and Shift down, then press the N key on the keyboard. N for new, okay? Then I'm going to name this one Word. Then press the enter key on the keyboard. And well, another way to create is to right click and then go to new, then go to folder. Then this guy is going to be Excel, believe it or not, that is it. Then press the enter key on the keyboard. So I have training, I have Excel, PowerPoint, and then I've got Word out here. All right, so now let me actually do something right here. Let me go to Excel, then right click right here, choose new, and then choose Microsoft Excel worksheet, which means I want to create a Microsoft Excel worksheet right here. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to type, let's say, introduction right here. Then I'm going to press the enter key from the keyboard environment. At this point, I'm going to double click on introduction, then it's going to open in Excel for me. Very beautiful Excel interface going on right here. Okay, so that is how to actually create an Excel work file, that is workbook right there. I am going to hide this, that is, I'm going to close that guy down there. Then I'm going to go back one step, that is Excel. Then I'm going to come over here to Word, right click, then click on new, and at this time I'm going to create a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation. Then this time this is going to be my first slide. Okay, then press the enter key on the keyboard. Now notice I made a mistake. I should have created this in the folder called PowerPoint here, but then I made a mistake by creating it in the Word folder. Well, I did this intentionally. This I want to show you how to cut and paste right here. So click on the file, then move your mouse pointer to this guy right here, organize. We have moved to, which is very beautiful. This is going to do much things here, but I'm not going to use move to right here. I want to use cut. So look at this. From the clipboard group, I have pin to quick access, copy, paste, cut, copy path, paste shortcut. I'm going to click on cut right here. Then I will click on this training from the address bar and then make my way to PowerPoint. Now notice I have paste being active over here, which has a keyboard shortcut of Control V. I'm going to click on it and that is going to bring the PowerPoint right here. So sure enough, if I should return to training and go to Word, that PowerPoint file is no longer there, but rather is now in my PowerPoint blah 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 folder right in there. Alright, that is how to cut and paste right down there. Now let me go back there and then let me say I wanted to create a new file, go to new, and then this time I want it to be rich text format, and I want to name this one document, then press the enter key. Now once I am done doing that, I'm going to right click on this. Okay, so initially we talked about cut and paste, this time copy and paste. So right click and then click on copy. Notice you also have the cut option there. Or another way, let me just click here. Another way is to click here, copy, and click on copy, double click inside the word, or double click on the word, then click on paste. And that is going to look at something. You have the document here, and if you should open the Word folder, you also have that same document here, which means we made a duplicate of the document right inside here. So that is the function of the copy, paste, and then cut and paste. The copy and paste will make a duplicate, whereby the cut and paste will actually move the original, or move the file or the folder from its original location to a new location. Thank you for watching, and join me in the next movie as we continue the touring of the Windows 10. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.